Hello everyone, welcome to the B.U.M.S Under the Hood video. Here I will discuss the project in as much detail as possible. I will start out by going over all the different modules and sensors that make up the system. Here we have a temperature sensor that is used in conjunction with the custom water valve system to basically get the water to the preset temperature that the user has set it to. Humidity sensor, the flex sensor. This will actually be embedded in a cushioned toilet seat, so whenever somebody sits on the seat it can detect someone there. We have the magnetic door sensor, magnetic reed switch. We have the infrared ranger. This is for actuating the faucet on and off. It detects a presence within a certain distance and turns the solenoid valve for the faucet on. Here we have the SD card interface. System settings, data logging, user info will be stored on this card and loaded every time it is booted up with the card in. Also the HTTP server, web pages are actually served right out of the SD card. Here we have the Ethernet controller. We have the speech synthesis module. And I'm sure you're familiar with the touchpad and the touchpad controller. We have a pyroelectric motion sensor, vacuum fluorescent display, and in here we have a piezoelectric buzzer, some various components, power supply, optically isolated I/O. We have a RFID key fob reader. We have some RFID key fobs. Each user gets one of these so the system can identify them properly. Some wireless transceiver modules. It gives a PIC32 the capability of having an RS-230 port that can be wirelessly controlled up to 1,000 feet depending on obstructions and line of view. And what we also have over here is what I have done is I have taken my AC interface module, and as you can see here, you can see the solid state relays mounted on the board. Each one of these will control an AC component in the bathroom, and I had wired it up into this box. Each one of the outlets represents those AC components: the faucet solenoid, the exhaust fan, the vanity lighting, and the fan light. Each one of these components is actually a 110 volt component that the PIC32 needs to control, and with the solid state relay board and the optically isolated I/O board, we can isolate those inputs from the PIC32. And here we have the stepper motor control valve controllers and the valves. We have two PIC16 F84s here. They do all the controls, the steps, and the timing for the PIC30 for the water valves. The PIC32 just supplies a step and direction bit, and the PIC16 F84s do the rest. And that is basically the B.U.M.S system, and these are all the components that make up the system. We'll start out here by discussing the SD card interface and the function for the system. With the SD card, it actually holds some of the settings that you would set for the system. I have a program here that I had made just for editing the machine configuration. Under the global settings, as you can see here, we have a session time. This is how long each person has to spend in the bathroom. You can set that anywhere between 0 to 59 minutes, but for demonstration purposes we are going to set that to 5 minutes. Shower time is the time each person is allowed to be in the shower, and that's how long the shower runs for. For demonstration, we'll set that for 3 minutes. Pre-warm time is the time it takes the water to warm up to the desired temperature. We will set that for 1 minute. LED colors, this is a default backlight color when the system boots up. Light on delay is how long the light stays on for after it detects motion. Then we have the shower delay, which I have set for 10 minutes here, and the shower delay is basically the delay between showers. So if somebody just got done using the shower the next person won't be able to take a shower until 10 minutes later, so that way the same person or the same user that's already in the shower cannot just step right out of the shower and reactivate the shower right after they're done. And under here, under the enable disable components, we have all the components and modules that make up the system, and depending on which ones you have installed, you could actually tell the system which ones you want to use and that kind of stuff. Here we have the enable the time display, which basically just displays the time and date on the VFD display. The enabled HTTP server, SNMP agent, enabled data logging. Data logging will basically just make it to where whenever somebody logs in, when you require users to log in, the data logging capabilities will log the time that the user had signed in and signed out, and how long they, so you can determine how long they were in there for, what utilities they use, and that kind of stuff. DHCP enables the system to acquire an IP address automatically when it's connected to a network. Here you can check this box to require the users to log in or not. If you uncheck that box, then the users won't have to use their key fobs to sign in. Anybody can just go in and use the system. Pyroelectric sensor, that's the motion sensor, humidity sensor, temperature sensor, the door sensor, the AC interface module, the infrared ranger, the RFID reader, the Ethernet module, SpeakJet module, and the pressure sensor. And you could also tell the system whether you want to have just standard solenoid control of the shower or variable control with my variable valves that I have developed. You could actually assign the link to the motion to toggle the solid state relay number 1 or the solid state relay number 2, which is number 2 is basically the fan light and number 1 is the vanity light. Infrared link, when it detects an object within a certain range, you can have it toggle one of these 4 solid state relays on, and we have that set to solid state relay number 4, which is basically the faucet output. And we'll save some of those settings and we will load them up.